I know everybody a go like. I know everybody a go like. Success don't come overnight. No matter know a substance over hype. Do it for the love, me not do it for the life.
What's good? Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real. I'm live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Keeping It Real is your go-to show for personal and professional development, diving deep into fitness, public speaking, networking, and sometimes real estate. Thanks for joining me tonight. Or for watching the replay, of course. Watching live, say hi in the comments. Don't leave us hanging. Let's connect. This isn't just a show. It's the start of a growing community. Engage. Together, we can build a space where like-minded individuals can learn, connect, grow, personally and professionally. What's the next chapter in your professional or personal journey? Comment below and let's kick this journey off together. Hello, I'm Jason Harris, and I'm unofficially the fittest commercial real estate professional south of Boston, but maybe not this far south. Also known as Coach FitPro J, your diet-free fat loss specialist. I'm the coach who talks the talk and walks the walk. I've been there, done that, and now I empower real estate professionals and entrepreneurs to take control of their nutrition and fitness without feeling overwhelmed by keeping it simple, keeping it moving, and keeping it real. Welcome to the weekly live broadcast, Keeping It Real. All right, tonight we're going to start with fitness success, the 4 pillars of achievement. Some guests and I will be talking about the second pillar, stress management. Then we'll get into From Stage Fright to Spotlight, the public speaking segment of the show. After that, in the Core 4 of networking segment, the theme will be yourself. I'm going to try to be myself. And then we'll finish up with real estate. Let's get to it. Fitness success, the 4 pillars of achievement. Each week, I alone or with a guest will break down a specific pillar to help you build a balanced, sustainable fitness routine. Week 1 is Pillar 1, nutrition habits. Master your nutrition and fuel your body for success. That was last week. Week 2, which is this week, Pillar 2, stress management. Practical strategies for managing life's inevitable stressors. Week 3, Pillar 3, tips to stay active, physical activity, tips to stay active and energized no matter your fitness level. And then week 4 is Pillar 4, recovery measures. Recovery is key. Learn the best ways to rest, recharge, and avoid burnout in and outside of the gym. We're at the second Monday of the month, so our focus tonight will be on Pillar 2, as I said, stress management. And being December, I thought it made sense to carry on with the holiday theme. Professionals and entrepreneurs often face some specific challenges when it comes to stress management during the holidays. So let's get into some of those challenges and while we're at it, come up with some solutions for them. Are you a professional or entrepreneur? What are some of your holiday season stress management challenges that you have? Share them with me right here in the comments. Remember, engage. Tonight, I have a few guests joining me. We're going to talk about managing stress during the holiday season. Let's dive into some of these challenges and figure out solutions for them. But before we do, let me bring the guests out and get rid of this. Got all this stuff in the way today. Oh my. All right. Hey, that's a good view. How are you ladies doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Excellent. So we have Casey, which is a real estate attorney and an entrepreneur. And we have Tiffany, which is also, well, she's a real estate agent and she also has a business. Would you both like to just give quick intros about yourselves? Just your name, what you do, your business, your name, or whatever, and then anything else that you like, and then we'll just get into it.
Sure. So I'm Casey Cole. As Jason said, I am a real estate attorney at Harmony Title, practicing in Massachusetts and Rhode Island.
And I'm Tiffany Lopes. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams South Watapa, aka The Real T. and I am practicing in the Fall River, New Bedford area.
The real tea. Love it. All right, Tiffany. Awesome. So let's go ahead and dive into some of these challenges and figure out some solutions for them. Like I said, let's talk about. So here we go. So I have some talking points here, right? And then I'll kind of say what the problem is, and I'll give a real world like example, and then we'll come up with some solutions, and then I'll have that real world solution too, just in case we don't hit it. So the first challenge: irregular schedules leading to poor health habits. So the problem here, the busy holiday season often throws schedules off, causing skipped meals, missed workouts, and disrupted sleep as well. At home, has this ever happened to you? Chime in and let us know in the comments. I see a couple of people watching. All right, Tiffany, Casey, I don't know who wants to start, but I'd like to know, has an irregular schedule ever thrown you off as far as workouts and eating? Go ahead, Tiffany.
I can definitely for sure say that that's a big pitfall for me. And I think one of the greatest pieces of advice that I have gotten from my business is time blocking. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. And time blocking has been a huge help to me. Everything I do is in my calendar. It is written down. And when I say everything, I don't just mean appointments with people and things that I have to do as far as meetups and doctor's appointments and listings and things of that nature. I mean, if I have to mop the kitchen floor, it's on my calendar. If I have to take the dogs to the vet, it's on my calendar. If I want to take a walk around Watapa River because that's in my personal health schedule, then that's on my calendar.
No, that's an awesome. So you already have some solutions on that, and it has happened. Of course, that's why we're talking about it, right? Because it does happen. What about you, Casey?
Oh yeah, it happened today. Today was one of those days. And, those days are going to happen. I think one thing that can help is when you have some free time, maybe on a Sunday or, whenever your slower day is, just to try to plan ahead, try to prep a little bit, or have like some emergency healthy snacks stashed in the car if you're on the road and you're not, you don't know if you're going to be able to stop, because it's easy to stay on track when you're home and you have a consistent schedule. But when we're all over the place, you gotta be prepared for the unexpected.
No, that's great. So I have a real world example of the problem here of regular schedules leading to poor health habits, or it could potentially anyway, and we want to stop that. And we already have some great solutions, and we'll make sure that we cover them all. So picture a real estate agent has back-to-back showings, right? And then it's followed by a holiday networking event. What would the solution be to avoid poor health habits in this scenario where your whole day is taken up back-to-back with showings? Your day's going to be taken up with that, and then have a holiday networking event to boot after that. You ain't doing nothing after that. So, you at home too, by the way, what would you do in that situation that I just explained? Back-to-back showings and then a networking event, holiday networking event after. Let us know in the comments. But you guys kind of already gave the solutions of what you would do. So let me go ahead and read through this here with the solution that I had, or the solutions I had, and see if we can come up with anything else. If not, we'll move to the next, which is fine. Well, this is awesome because it's giving people some insights on real world solutions and what happens with these. So that agent, right, that had back-to-back closings and then a networking, holiday networking event after the fact, what if instead of relying on the party's buffet or the food that they got there, right, because it's not being anything good, they pack a high protein snack. Oh, Casey said something like that, right? Pack a high protein snack and squeeze in a 20-minute like high intensity workout before the day begins, before you start your day. So get that quick workout in if it is a workout day. But definitely, pay attention to that. I think that the high protein snack is a little bit more important than getting that workout in, more than anything. But that would be a scenario for that agent to avoid making poor health habits because their schedule being crazy. So the solutions that I think that I can summarize here for us is, if we don't want to lead our irregular schedules during the holidays to lead to poor health habits, then plan your days strategically kind of like Tiffany was saying about time blocking, right? I mean, I time block my workouts even too. She time blocks mopping, man. You time block boss. Anyway, so
Get it done.
oh my, that's right. So plan your days strategically by providing consistent health habits. So schedule workouts like appointments. I do that, and keep healthy snacks accessible, right? So, what are some ways you found to prioritize your health during a busy schedule? That's for you guys at home, because we already know Tiffany and Casey what they would do. You know, if you're playing along at home, live or watching the replay, please share some of your solutions in the comments. All right. You guys want to move on to the next one?
Sure.
All
So,
right.
The only
Go
other
ahead, Casey.
I would add to that, Jason, is if you didn't plan ahead or whatever, things came up, you still, when you get to the networking event, can just try to make the healthiest choices that you have available to you. So at least go for the protein first and try to make sure that you prioritize the protein and, avoid the worse options.
For sure. That's great advice.
Yeah.
Man, Casey, you got a decent coach. I'll meet that guy someday. Or girl,
I've learned
sorry.
a thing or two.
Awesome. No, that was a great add-on. That was perfect. Thank you for that, Casey. That's why I got you guys on, because I forget stuff. It's all up here, but I just don't get it all out all the time. So I got to talk it out. You got to talk it out sometimes, right? Get it out. That's what we're doing here. All right. So I appreciate you guys being here. So high stress levels affecting productivity. Here's the problem, right? Juggling year-end targets or last quarter, right? And holiday obligations too. It can lead to burnout, negatively impacting your work performance. Has this ever happened to you? Please share in the comments. And what I'll do is, before we start talking solutions and whether you guys had that problem as well, is I'll give the real world example of that problem of high stress levels affecting productivity. So picture an entrepreneur sitting at their desk, stressed out, scrambling to finalize contracts and other paperwork before the year ends. What's the solution to not letting high stress levels affect productivity? And before Casey or Tiffany answer, I want you at home. What would you do in this situation? Fill in by commenting, please. Okay. Who wants this one? What's the solution to not let high stress levels affect productivity? What are you guys' go-to?
Tiffany, you want to go first? Or?
Sure. Does that happen? Do we get buried in work? That's such an odd thought to me.
I sense some sarcasm here. I don't
know. We at my company, we have a saying for everything, and it might, to some people that might sound crazy, but I've never worked in a culture where that it just all makes such sense. And one of the things that we say is that all work expands to fill the time that we allow for it. And what we mean when we say that is that when you give yourself a certain amount of time to get things done, it's going to take that amount of time to do it. So if I say to you, I'm going to give myself, until 5 o'clock to get these papers finished, that's how long it's going to take me. But if I say, I've got to get this stuff done and I've got to get it done before noon, I'm going to compress myself and I'm going to make sure that before noon I deliver on those results. So a way that I can decrease my stress level is by making sure that I set myself reasonable expectations in order to make sure that I meet deadlines, but they're reasonable in the sense that I don't want to talk in a circle here, but they're reasonable in the sense that I know that I'm giving myself enough time to get it done, but I'm not leaving the gate so wide that I can keep pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off, because we tend to do that and the stack gets higher and higher and higher. If that makes sense.
Total
if
sense.
That makes sense.
Definitely.
If you manage the expectation, it tends to keep the pile from heightening.
I love that. I take that approach to all clientele, whether in real estate or fitness too. Expectations are huge. Expectations. That's why our episode 2 is all about expectations and everything. But anyhow, that's a hint. If you guys didn't see episode 2 of this video podcast, you got to go check it out. It's all about expectations. Anyhow, sorry, Casey, go ahead.
This one was huge for me. I used to struggle with this a lot. Like anytime I get stressed out, it would affect my productivity. And we've worked on this together. So I found that meditating has helped me tremendously. Just 10 minutes in the morning. If you can't do 10 minutes, do 5 minutes, do 2 minutes, whatever you can do, but consistently. And that's helped me when I'm in the moment, when I'm feeling a lot of stress and I'm feeling like I'm not getting a lot done because I jump from one thing to the next trying to get too much done at one time. Just take a breath, slow down, and try to do one thing, get it done before moving on to the next thing. So that strategy has helped me a lot. And then the other thing I would add is sometimes you just have to say no to things when you're stressed out and you're busy, even if it's a networking event that you really should go to and you want to go to because it's what you should be doing for your business. Like sometimes you just have to say no, or you just have to not go if it's going to cause that much stress that it's going to affect other parts of your business or your life. Sometimes you have to say no.
I would definitely have to agree with that. Like sometimes it's just remembering that you can't do it all. So what are the most important pieces, and just pick those out. I would have to completely agree with that. I think that's the best advice.
Yeah, that's one of the challenges that I actually took out from tonight, because I figured here we talk about it during this part of it. And that is saying no, or having too many obligations to different people during the holidays for events and whatnot. But I'm facing that myself too. Like tomorrow, there's a virtual networking group that I just joined. Industry leading professionals meet every. No, I'm just kidding. A little commercial for them. But yeah, it's a luncheon tomorrow at noon. But there's just I have a hard time getting to luncheons anyway in the middle of the day. So even more so now during the holiday season, but I really, really want to go tomorrow. You know what I mean? But it's just not going to happen. I just have too much stuff going on, and you got to do it. You have to say no sometimes. So that's an excellent one. Perfect. But the real world example, right? So you have that entrepreneur, we all know, right? You're sitting there scrambling, trying to do stuff. I heard a couple of key things here. What if they take a 10 to 15 minute break to practice deep breathing, aka meditation, right? And even stretching. Like you stand up, walk out of the room, just get yourself in a different environment. You walk up, go to the kitchen, get a drink, just breathe, walk outside, whatever, and then come back in and just literally just take a second, literally. And the mental reset will help them tackle their tasks with clarity and improve focus later on. I mean, I've done it many times.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like I can't take 10 minutes because I'm too busy. I have too much to do. I don't have the 10 minutes. But the truth is, if you force yourself to take the 10 minutes and come back clear headed, you're going to actually accomplish more than you would have if you had spent that 10 minutes working.
Oh, the proof's in the I've done it time and time again. It works. It works. And then as far as having so much on your plate and on the table and bouncing back and forth to things, instead of that, I heard mentioned that you just stick to one thing, tackle it, just get it done, check it off the list, move to the next thing, instead of spreading yourself, too thin, doing multiple things. We're not really made to multitask. Well, guys even less than women are less multitaskers. But anyhow, do you guys have, this is excellent for people. Do you guys have anything else to say on that subject? No? All right.
I think we killed it.
Awesome. No, better than killed it. So basically, high stress levels affecting productivity. To avoid that, incorporate stress relief techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, yoga, to stay calm and focused. And at home, have you ever tried deep breathing or meditation during a break like we've done? And if you did, how did it make you feel? Again, if you're tuning in live or on the replay, please share with us in the comments. Next, lack of time for recovery and mental rejuvenation. So the problem, long hours and constant multitasking leave little time to unwind, impacting mental clarity and overall health. Have you ever fallen into this hole? You know the drill. Please share with us in the comments, you at home. I'm going to give you a real world example of that problem real quick. So of lack of time for recovery or mental rejuvenation. So as a real estate professional or an entrepreneur, we've all been there. back to back, 10 to 15-hour days, just crushing it, crossing stuff off the list, leaving little to no time to unwind. What's your plan for recovery? What would you guys do? What's the solution to this to make time for recovery and mental rejuvenation?
I guess I would say similar to what I was saying with when you take the few minutes to meditate, it will help you be more productive. The same is very true for getting a good night's sleep. And I very much prioritize my sleep. I have to. So sometimes, you're working late and it's getting later, you're getting tired and you feel like I have to get this done before I go to bed. But the same thing is true. You're not going to be doing as good of a job as you would be if you were well rested. So I have to kind of tell myself that, like, mentally, to feel like I'm not, like, I don't feel guilty about going to bed, because I'm like, well, I'll do a better job in the morning, and I will, than I would if I stayed up until 1 a.m. working on a project. So I would say just giving yourself I give myself a bedtime, and it is what it is. I'm shutting this computer off at 9 p.m. and you have to.
I feel the
set
same.
Boundaries.
I feel the same. I talk about time blocking, and I wouldn't go so far as to say I time block a bedtime, but I do time block in the evening for journaling. I journal every evening, and that's a way I sort of start to decompress from my night, as I sort of just journal out my day or whatever it is I do, and that's sort of a way I start to bring myself down, gets my energy level to work slowly and unwind. And that's when I know I'm wrapping up my day. Anything after that is about me, whether it's, sitting and having a conversation with my husband, or meditating, or doing some affirmations before I go to sleep, or whatever it is for myself. But that's my time, and if it's not a 5-alarm situation, then it's not happening for any time after that until tomorrow morning.
No, that's great. You guys came up with some pretty cool strategies for this. Recovering. So basically, really pay attention to bedtime and just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. And make sure you get that time into sleep. And that time blocking seems to be a theme here. Time management is really big here. I actually, this morning, I should say, I probably got to sleep about 2:30, 3 o'clock, because I was working. And it was just a weird day for me, and it happens.
Jason, do you need a coach?
Coaches need coaches too. I did have one at one point a while ago to bring my physique to the next level, but anyhow, that's a different story for a different show.
I think we've all been in that situation where we have burned the candle at both ends, but there comes a point where those two ends meet, and you realize this isn't going to work. And something's got to shift, and it just burns you out. You can't do it anymore, and you realize that as high as you're prioritizing everything else, you need to make yourself that high of a priority as well, and you got to make a shift.
No, you're not lying. That's right. I even because of that, there's no gym this week because I'm focusing on work mostly this week. So fitness is, as far as the physical activity, is going to fall by the wayside a little bit because of networking events and work trying to get done. But no big deal. It kind of comes at a welcome time anyway. It's semi-planned in a way because I've been so consistent for so long. It's, I do typically take time off during this time as for the fitness side of things, and I end up boosting my other work because, taking care of yourself takes time too, getting to the gym and all that. But anyhow, so that what if you scheduled a massage at the end of a particularly demanding week? It's another thing you can do.
For sure.
The relaxation will help you recharge and return to work and with improved focus and energy, just like getting to bed on time and taking care of that is a huge difference. So schedule recovery activities such as massage therapy, meditation, or even a leisurely walk to reset both physically and mentally. Basically block some time off for, I think we lost Tiffany. We'll wait for Tiffany to come back on. So lack of time for recovery and mental rejuvenation, time block and make time for it because it is important. I want to know from you guys at home. We'll wait for Tiffany. How do you currently recharge after a demanding week? Do you do anything at all? No matter when you're joining us, live or the replay, feel free to share in the comments. I don't know, Casey. You want to talk for a second and see if Tiffany comes back on the next 2 minutes? We'll kind of So you had a crazy day today, huh?
I did.
Threw you all off, but did you die?
I didn't die. I'm still here.
You're still here.
Probably working past 9 p.m. tonight, but you got to do what you got to do. But I will not sacrifice my sleep. I'll make sure I get plenty of sleep.
Oh yeah, I made sure to get a couple of extra hours of shut eye in the middle of the day today, so I kind of have a weird work schedule. I worked in the morning, took a little bit of a nap so that I can work throughout the evening. I'll be working well past this show, but at least I'll probably get into bed about 11:30 or 11:30 tonight, and then I'll be back on regular schedule tomorrow. But yeah, it's crazy. You got to take that time to recover, because if I didn't and I just continued to work, that's when all of a sudden you kind of, like Tiffany was saying, both of the ends of the candle kind of touch at a point, and then you just start to make mistakes, and it's just you just should stop, because you're going to make more mistakes than anything.
I find that I get sick easier too. I don't know if that's just me, but when I'm not getting enough sleep, I feel like I tend to get sick easier, even if it's just a cold or, like little sniffles or whatever. Like, that's not good. You don't want to be pushing through that. You want to rest and try to like beat it before it gets worse. So.
Right. Oh, good timing, Tiffany. Perfect. Perfect time. We were just talking, wait for you to come back. It's all good.
I don't know what happened. I fell out for a minute, but I'm back.
Oh, well, that's okay. So we just finished up, of course, with lack of time for recovery and mental rejuvenation. But this one kind of goes with it. This next one, feeling guilty about taking time for yourself. The problem, right? Many professionals and entrepreneurs, they struggle to balance self-care with a demanding work ethic. Can't shut that stuff off. I'm telling you, especially during the holidays. You at home, do you have the same struggle? Let us know in the comments, even if you watch it on the replay. And like I said, I have a real world example of this problem before we get into some of these solutions. So, because I know that you guys have felt this way at one point. So how do you not feel guilty about taking time for yourself? Casey kind of said a little bit of it earlier on. A real estate agent, right? They feel guilty about skipping a holiday networking event to attend a spin class. What's the solution to not feel guilty? You at home, what's your solution? What is it? Let us know in the comments. So what do you guys think? How would you not feel guilty about taking time for yourself?
So here's what I have to say to that. I have missed out on many a personal care for myself because I've wanted to make sure I attend this event or I attend that event, and I show my face here and I show my face there, and missed out on self-care for me. And in the end, what that ends up doing is you don't show up as your best self. You're showing up everywhere, and you're everywhere you want to be, and you're everywhere you say you're going to be, but you're not showing up as your best self. And when you realize that, you realize how important the self-care is. And it becomes really easy to feel less guilty about it. So I guess the message there is, think about how you're showing up at all the places that you're trying to be. And are you really your best self there? And if the answer is no, stop feeling so bad about taking that 5 or, for yourself and getting that massage or going to that workout or getting to the gym. If you're not your best self, why are you there?
Don't half-ass it, full-ass it, as I always say.
That's right. I love that. Whole-ass it.
Tiffany took my answer. So
well, I was gonna say Tiffany. She got
life-minded, I think.
She took the words right out of my mouth.
You killed what I got written down here. Like yours is better than mine.
This is the dream team right here, the three of us.
Yeah, that's why I got you guys.
The other thing I'll add too, I'm sure there are a lot of us who are also parents in addition to doing all the other things. So it's like I have a lot of mom guilt, but I'm sure it applies to moms and dads alike. Don't want to be sexist here. But I found since I started prioritizing myself more, my own health and fitness and wellness, that I show up better for my kids, like way more than before. When you're not taking time to take care of yourself, you're more frazzled, you're more stressed out, you're going to have a short temper, or at least me anyways. I felt like I had more of a short temper with my kids. I couldn't like fully enjoy the time that I was spending with them. I was always like, yeah, I'm in the middle of something, don't bother me. And it's like, you got to take the time to relax and take care of yourself so that you can be more present when you're doing the other things.
All right. Hey, you put a parent twist on it there. All right.
Yeah.
That works. No, that's awesome. So what I have here is, so what if the agent changed their mindset and found that the physical outlet actually revitalized them, for their next day of showings? Kind of exactly what you guys are talking about, showing up, being your best self. But I think Casey and Tiffany said it way better than I just did. So the solution to not feeling guilty about taking time for yourself is just to shift your mindset, to view self-care as an investment. A healthier, less stressed you can deliver better results and show up as your best self, right? For clients and colleagues and other human beings that you come in contact with. All right. So do you ever feel guilty about taking time for yourself at home? Live or later, we love to see your input. Let us know in the comments. All right. So unless you guys have anything else to say about that, that's a wrap on tonight's discussion. You guys have anything else to add? No?
No,
All
I
right.
just say enjoy your holidays, take care of yourself, and you'll get it done better.
No, awesome. I agree. What about you, Casey?
Yeah, what she said.
On the spot. I love it. Well, it's all the same stuff. It's all good advice. It's awesome advice. So whether it's juggling schedules, managing year-end deadlines, or finding time to recharge, like we just talked about, and not feel guilty about it, we've covered practical ways to tackle these challenges head on. Remember, prioritizing your well-being isn't just self-care, it's smart business. Thank you to our guests for sharing their insights, their awesome insights, and to everyone tuning in live or catching the replay. Don't forget to drop your thoughts, challenges, and solutions into the comments so we can see them. We will engage. Let's keep this conversation going and help each other out and thrive throughout this holiday season. Thank you, guys. Thank you for showing up.
Thanks for me.
Awesome. Looking forward to having you guys on in the future.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Okay. Let me get situated here, guys. All right. That concludes the Fitness Success, the 4 Pillars of Achievement segment for this evening. Next Monday, we will be discussing Pillar 3, physical activity, tips to stay active and energized no matter your fitness level. Want to be a guest and participate, or maybe get your questions answered on the show? All you have to do is ask. Let me know in the comments and we'll make it happen. That goes for those watching the replay too. All right. Next up, we have From Stage Fright to Spotlight, our comprehensive public speaking segment designed to help you master this crucial skill. Whether you're speaking to a large audience or just in front of a small group, this segment of the show will give you the tools you need to shed the stage fright and step confidently into the spotlight. Okay, so tonight's segment will be brief. I have a couple of things for you. The first thing is a public speaking tip. Please stand by while I pull up that video. I'm here to share another public speaking tip with you. Use body language effectively. Utilize confident body language to enhance your presence on stage. Stand tall, gesture naturally, and use hand movements to emphasize key points. Your body language should reflect confidence, openness, and enthusiasm. If you have any questions about speaking in front of a group, whether that's virtually or in person, you can ask them right here in the comments section of this video. Okay, the second thing is an open invitation to my next virtual Toastmasters meeting. And if you don't know what Toastmasters is, Toastmasters International is a nonprofit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. I belong to the Spirited Speakers Club out of Middleborough, Massachusetts. We currently meet virtually on the second and fourth Wednesdays of every month. Curious about checking out a virtual meeting? Just comment Spirited in the comments and I'll send you the link. Our next few meetings will be at different times than usual because of the holiday season. The next meeting will be this Wednesday, December 18th at 7 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss out, comment Spirited, and I'll share the meeting link with you. Again, it's virtual, so if you're in a different state, you can join in. You're free to stay in the background. We'll give you a warm welcome, but you're not required to participate. No expectations. Just sit back and enjoy the experience. Hope to see you there. And that is that segment. And I just wanted to take a second for a little bit of a commercial break, but I need to, let's see here. I want to add this. Here we go. All right. Whoop. Give me a second, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Little commercial. All right, I wanted to bring to your attention over here in Massachusetts, okay, in Middleborough, Massachusetts and surrounding areas, calling all entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. Avoid pitfalls and fast track your way to success by joining Jordan Guadalupe and John Norris for a night of eye-opening business success strategies from a mindset and legal perspective. All you have to do is, well, comment success on this video, and we'll get you the Eventbrite, say it 5 times fast, Eventbrite link, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, go ahead and send in the comments that comment success in the comments, and I will get you the Eventbrite link to this event. And this event is taking place on January 14th. So this isn't the only time you're going to see this ad, okay? So January 14th, I'm getting the time for you. Sorry about that. Tuesday, January 14th, 2025, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's going to be at the Cranberry Country Chamber of Commerce over at 9 Clayton Road in Middleborough, Massachusetts. Again, Tuesday, January 14th, 2025, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The doors are going to be open at 6:15 at the Cranberry Country Chamber of Commerce main headquarters at 9 Clayton Road in Middleborough, Massachusetts. Go check out Jordan and John. All right. Where am I here? There I am. Okay, let me get resituated here. Next up is the Core 4 of networking. The Core 4 of networking. Networking is an essential skill in both business and personal development. In the Core 4 of networking segment, I break down the key practices for building strong, lasting relationships. Do you know about the Core 4 of networking? Can you tell me what they are? They're right in front of you right there on the screen. I'll be breaking down the Core 4 1 week at a time. Week 1, show up. That happened last week. Why simply being present can open doors to success. Week 2, which is tonight, be yourself. Authenticity is the key to forming genuine connections. Week 3, pay attention. The importance of active listening and being fully engaged with others. Week 4, follow up. How to maintain and grow relationships beyond the first meeting. What's the most challenging aspect of networking that you have faced, and how did you address it? Or are you still challenged by it? Please share your biggest networking challenges and how you've overcome them or addressed them in the comments. In addition to exploring the core 4 of networking, this segment will also showcase local members of the networking organizations I'm affiliated with, as well as other businesses and professionals in my network. I'll also provide insights on local networking events that I attend. I did get a couple people on video last week at a holiday event, and I will the rest of this week too, and that will probably air the next Monday. But this Monday is week 2. So tonight's topic will be yourself. Authenticity is the key to forming genuine connections. In an effort to be authentic and help connect with you, the audience, tonight, I thought I'd share a little bit about myself and answer the questions of why and how I got into the fitness business and commercial real estate. My name is Jason Harris, and I'm unofficially the fittest commercial real estate professional south of Boston. Does anyone know why I started calling myself that? Let me know in the comments if you do know. First, a little bit about myself. For those of you who don't know, I'm 47 years old, 48 next month, and I was born and raised up on the North Shore of Massachusetts in Lynn. Lynn, the city of sin. You don't go out the way you came in. It was really like that. Way back in 1999, I was 22 years old and moved to South Florida. That's when I fell in love with tropical plants and palm trees. My first experience with commercial real estate was back in 2001, signing the commercial lease to my exotic bird shop in Pembroke Pines, Florida. It was called Bird Planet. We sold colorful, loud exotic birds, all the big ones, the toys, the food, the cages, and provided wing trimming and nail clipping services as well. Even had a nursery of baby birds in the back. People in the store could watch them being hand-fed. And at the time, I even owned 3 parrots as well that brought back and forth from home to the store. And that's a different story. Anyhow, my second experience with commercial real estate was years later, in late 2022, when we sold Bird Planet and had to reassign the 3-year lease to the new owner. Taking care of living things is a 365-day-a-year job, and good help that you could trust is hard to find, and it was too much. So we sold it. After selling Bird Planet, I decided to get my Florida real estate license and my mortgage broker license too, right after that, and moved about 2.5 hours north to Sebastian, Florida. For those of you that don't know where Sebastian, Florida is, maybe you know where Vero Beach, Florida is. It's just the next town north on the East Coast. In February of 2003, at the age of 26, that's when I started my 5-year career in residential real estate down in South Florida. So what does any of this have to do with why I started calling myself unofficially the fittest commercial real estate professional south of Boston? I'll get there, I promise. You're going to get some. Let's fast forward about 4 years to 2007. What were you doing in 2007? Take a moment. Think about it. And please share in the comments. What were you doing in 2007? Talk about a throwback. I was 30 years old. 4 years into my residential real estate career, and about a year or year and a half or so into starting up my landscape renovation installation business, Tropical Islandscapes Incorporated. Told you I was in those tropical plants, so I had to make a business out of it, right? I'm pinpointing this place in time because it's when I was at my heaviest, about 305 pounds with a 46, 48-inch waistline, depending on where you put the belt on my gut, right? When I looked down, I couldn't see my feet. Needless to say, I did what was required and made the necessary changes to become fit. It took me just over a year, and my own transformation made such an impression on me. It impacted my life in so many ways, in a positive way, of course, that I wanted to help others do the same. That's why I got into the fitness business. I wasn't always fit. I've had to successfully navigate the journey of fat loss and genuinely love to help others do the same. It actually pains me to see people needlessly struggle and fail while on their journey. That's the why. As far as the how goes, I got the opportunity to do some nutrition coaching and manage the personal training department of an Anytime Fitness franchise over in Sebastian. The gym was opened up by a real estate broker and his son that I used to do a lot of deals with. His son was actually on SWAT. I used to train with him, and the dad was a retired sheriff out of Georgia, but old real estate broker. I used to do a lot of deals with. They ended up opening up an Anytime Fitness, and I ended up going over there doing some nutrition coaching and managing the personal training department. That's how I got in there. And now, the how and why about commercial real estate. How did I get into commercial real estate? And why commercial versus residential? Ever since my real estate career ended back in 2008, I always had the intention to get back into real estate in some capacity. A few years ago, back in 2021, an opportunity presented itself at the right time. When I joined Toastmasters, they assigned me a mentor to help guide me through the basics of how to get the most out of my experience. My mentor happened to be Angela Nuss of J. Nuss Realty Group, a commercial real estate brokerage and consulting firm just south of Boston in Braintree, Massachusetts. After a couple of months of mentoring in Toastmasters, I asked Angela if she would consider bringing me into the firm. I had a Zoom meeting with J. Nuss, and things went very well. The next thing I know, I got my Massachusetts real estate license and started with the firm in November of 2021, about 3 years, a little over 3 years ago now. In a nutshell, that's how it happened. Why commercial versus residential? Well, there are 3 reasons why. The first reason, that's the opportunity that presented itself. 2, I love the unique challenges of commercial real estate versus residential. Of course, I found that out once I got into it. And 3, this is probably one of the biggest, I couldn't pass up the opportunity of having such a kind-hearted, experienced, seasoned mentor like Jay Nuss. The guy's unbelievable. I call him the Yoda of commercial real estate. A big part of commercial real estate is networking. After attending a year's worth of networking events representing J. Nuss Realty Group, I noticed a pattern. At just about every event that I went to, there was always 2 or more people that mentioned something to me about being fit. Wow, this guy is no stranger to working out. Look at this guy's arms and shoulders. Why are you standing like that? Are you somebody's bodyguard? The things people have said to me, man, I'm telling you. I was already looking for a way to combine real estate and fitness into my brand, so I decided to take advantage of what everybody else was seeing and brand myself as such. And that's why I started calling myself unofficially the fittest commercial real estate professional south of Boston. You guys heard it here. That's it. Next Monday is week 3. So the topic will be pay attention, the importance of active listening and being fully engaged with others. Like I hope you were today with what I just said to you, what I just shared to you. If you'd like to be a guest on the show and tell your story, please get in touch. I'd be happy to have you. Or if you see me at a networking event and you want to get on camera, just pull me aside and we'll make it happen. All right? Now let's move on to the final segment of this evening, the real estate roundup segment. Okay. The real estate roundup segment keeps you updated on the latest in the real estate world. Whether you're interested in residential or commercial, this segment's got you covered. I'll invite guest experts to share insights and discuss the subjects that you want to hear more about. If you didn't already know, I am with J. Nuss Realty Group. Here we are. We are a commercial real estate brokerage and consulting firm out of Braintree, Massachusetts, servicing all of Eastern Massachusetts. We specialize in commercial real estate transactions, including sales and leases, and we also consult on a variety of commercial real estate related matters, including, but not limited to, nonprofits, religious and otherwise, potentially environmentally compromised properties, and transit-oriented development. Other services include commercial lease audits, and if you or anyone you know owns a commercial property and wants to know its worth on the current market, we can do a commercial broker opinion of value for you. If you or someone you know is in need of a commercial real estate professional, please contact us directly or comment on this video, and we'll follow up with you. What real estate topics are you most curious to learn more about? Residential, commercial, or something else entirely? I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. Remember, this is also for those watching the replay. Your feedback is invaluable and will help me create future segments. We don't want to be going on and on about some boring commercial real estate or residential real estate that you don't want to hear about. So we would like to know, or I would like to know, what you would like to hear about so I can provide you some valuable content for this segment. Thank you, guys. All right, keep it moving. As we bring tonight's show to a close, there's one more thing I'd like to share with you. Count on ending each episode with a smile, whether through a funny meme or a short, funny video. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Keeping It Real. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Every week, we'll dive into important topics that will help you grow with a mix of fun and practical advice, from nutrition habits to real estate, public speaking skills to networking strategies. This show is designed to inspire you, keep it real, and of course, keep it fun. Tonight, in the fitness success segment, we covered some specific challenges when it comes to stress management that professionals and entrepreneurs often face during the holiday season. And we got some great solutions from our guests as well. Then in the public speaking segment of the show, from stage fright to spotlight, I shared a public speaking tip with you and invited you to visit one of my next Toastmaster meetings. Remember, comment spirited in the comments if you'd like to visit. In the Core 4 of Networking segment, in an effort to connect with you, I shared a bit about myself and how I got into the fitness business and into commercial real estate, and why I actually call myself unofficially the fittest commercial real estate professional south of Boston. Then lastly, I shared with you the services of my commercial real estate brokerage and consulting firm, J&S Realty Group. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a comment about what you did enjoy. And then tell me what you didn't like either. I'll do less of it. If you arrived after we started or missed any details, don't worry. You can always check out the replay. Please stand by for this week's funny moment.
Weight as a housewife without time by wearing these leggings in your everyday life. These leggings have 4 built-in resistance bands. That provides resistance to my legs anytime I'm doing any daily activity. This allows me to turn my daily activity into a workout and burn more calories. That could be when I'm doing my household chores, shopping, or just going for a walk. Now I have more energy in my everyday life. I'm not as tired, I'm not as quickly out of breath, and my favorite clothes fit again. Order resistance band leggings now risk-free with a 14-day money-back guarantee.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
These ads, I'm telling you, people fall for stuff. Thanks for joining me this evening. I can't wait to see you next week for more Keeping It Real. Be sure to leave your comments, share your thoughts, and don't hesitate to get involved. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and keep it real. See you next week on Monday, December 16th at 7 p.m.
I know everybody a go lie. I know everybody a go lie. Success don't come over.